Okay, so the first phase of the quilt oblique mat modification. Measured all the pegging points, all the strap connection points for the quilt, or quilts in my case. Okay, and I had to make them ambiguous enough, so there's 1, 2, 3, so it fits both my quilts, one being a cumulus, the other one being the ice flame. So what I've done so far, oops, wings against me, let's get some 10mm webbing, cut that into about 2-inch strips, like so, they are, yeah. Some seam grip, this is for normal nylon, for tent repairs etc, tent sealing, not the seal nylon type. And then that's been bonded to each point, and I've got a close peg, just hold it there whilst that goes off. That won't be enough, that's just enough to hold it whilst I do the stitching, and that flap is just wide enough to do some stitching on the edge there. Now whether I do it with a sewing machine or by hand, I haven't decided yet, but so far so good. Yeah, okay, there's always an element of risk with any modifications like this, but I'm happy to take them. No pain, no gain. Bye bye now. Well, good morning. Okay, so a day later, I've let the glue go off. It's quite a good bond, but I don't think it's good enough. Okay, this stuff is amazing, but you've got to let it go off. I'd say 24 hours. It's a good bond, but I don't think it's good enough for taking a cord that's going to go from there to the other side where the closed peg is, yeah, and then the quilts will connect to that, which I'll show you later. So I'm going to stitch it, and obviously this seam here actually seals the mat together, and that's done under heat. So when I stitch, I'm going to have to get very close, or maybe halfway down there. Okay, so let's see how we get on with that. Bye-bye now. Well, I'm back. You can see I've sewn each one of the tabs with a little square, and it's well within the confines of that sealing strip there. Okay, like I say, not for the faint-hearted. Can't use a sewing machine, or you don't have a sewing machine, maybe you could hand stitch it. This always looks a little bit neat to me. So there we go. I think it's as strong as it's going to get. Yeah, not that it's going to get much pressure. You're not talking like tent guy rope type of pressure. This could be a loose bungee cord, shot cord going across, which I'll demonstrate later. And that's that phase. Okay, I've done each one of those, so there's 6 in total, spaced so they're ambiguous enough to fit both my quilts, which have slightly different connection points, but good enough. Okay, that's it for now. Bye bye now. Just thought I'd give my old school sewing machine a little bit of a mention. This is a really good strong old Singer. You can hand crank it via there, which I had to with those because it's too fine to put on speed. It goes through leather, canvas, anything. This doesn't do all the fancy stitches a modern one would do, but quite like it. It's been great so far. Bye bye now. So there we go, finished job. I've kept it as basic as possible. So the short cord connects to the loops, just straight knot there and there, and that'll stay permanently fixed on the mat. Okay, so it's a straight short cord that goes across, yeah, and then where it falls under, like so. This is so it gathers it under your body, yeah, so you don't get any cold spots. And then I just put some loops of short cord there, on there. Okay, so that's you've got your gap underneath with the blanket where the quilt's already pulled underneath. And then the loop goes round. It's a bit tricky with one hand, but you get the idea. It's just like one of those once over knots, and then the loop tightens up and that cinches it, as you can see on this one, nice and tight. So that's just enough just to hold it in place. It's as simple as that. Totally simplified. Custom, obviously, not for the faint-hearted. That's going to save a lot of pissing around in the tent, or messing around in the tent. Okay, bye bye now.